Yeah, you stressed out about it. I said, I can't get your smoke. Yeah, they was like, man, I'm just what's going on with it? And then we're gonna have
what I believe about teaching our males is that you have to change your approach to educating males. I think that there are certain things that have to go on in the classroom in order for them to be successful. I think they need to be exposed to a variety of topics, a variety of literature. I believe that male students should be allowed to be mobile in the classroom, to move around freely. I certainly believe that male students should be exposed to higher level text and higher level questioning, and most importantly, I believe that male students should be allowed to work in teams and to problem solve in order for them to be successful in life.
Name, it'll be like name, it's not really gonna be names, but it'll be like some names they call like game to try to get there. No, it's like that's how we started off. Like mixed words to help our team. Like who are you something like that they like simple to jail hate crime. What black man we get married and hate crime.
So when they active, they're actually, let me see. I think they should just listen to the Freeman.
Job to you guys for staying on task as you're supposed to, and again, I make sure that everybody gets a point for teamwork as well as staying on task. But what I did here and what I do like when I walked around is the fact that everybody is really getting into their persuasive argument. I also like the fact that you have strong convictions, even if you're saying that you want to legalize marijuana. You have some very strong convictions about how you feel about it. That's very important. I like the way Quintavious was talking about how they were going to start off their argument about gay marriages. He was talking about how they were going to start off with a tactic name calling. So he was actually talking about persuasive techniques. So I just wanted to say kudos to you guys for using persuasive techniques. And also kudos for you all for standing on task and good teamwork. Thank you.
Are we allowed to show both sides of the argument? Because I believe that illegal immigrants should be allowed in the United States, and the other side of the argument shows that they should not be allowed.
So watch this. Here's my suggestion. If the three of you working as a team have two opposing views, that's actually a benefit, because what you can do is, you know that how you have to consider the counter argument. You can use the counter argument from your teammates to develop that part of your essay, so it works out. So I would say go for it, and as you're developing the different parts of the essay, just use the counter and the pro argument to put it all together. How about that? That works? Expository essays on youth violence, and some of the things I told you all to do, I've noticed that some of you did well, and some of you can learn from some of your classmates. And the first thing is, I know that you had some good introduction, so I wanted to share one with you. This one says, pow, 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 as sounds of screams fill the air. Another murder this week resulting from violence. I think violence is dangerous to our youth because people get hurt and severely injured. People also end up in jail for a few things such as murders, robbing stores, houses, and banks, etc. This is a problem that has gotten out of hand, and we need to stop this problem. I have 3 ways to solve this problem. Martin Bellamy, please tell the class, what is Rontre going to discuss in his essay?
Well, Rontre is going to discuss the 3 ways to stop youth violence.
3 ways. Is there anything else that he may mention in his essay based on his introduction?
How youth violence has affected his life.
How youth violence has affected his life. Anything else we take? The causes of youth violence. Everybody agree? Yeah. So what's most important for an introduction? What must we do in the introduction, Brandon? We must have a hook. What else?
Thesis.
We must have a thesis. And why do we need a thesis? Why do we need a thesis?
A topic.
And tell what you were talking about. To tell who? The reader. All right, how? Now watch this. That was an exceptional intro. I saw a good body paragraph that I wanted. You will die a dean for working hard. Is that all right? All right. Who else do I need to give? Who else? I want to give 1, 2. Who else? Whose essay did I read out loud? Oh, Rontre point for, I guess. So one thing that's important, just as important as writing the poetry, is reading your poetry. Because why do you think when people read or share their poetry, why do you think they do that? Why? Because if I read your poetry on words, I get one message. Why am I going to read it and share it?
You're going to read it.
Difference between reading it on paper and listening to someone read it.
Us reading it ourselves, we don't know how actually Tupac really felt when he wrote it, and when you read it, you can give us an example of how he felt.
Right, good. So we don't really know how Tupac really felt when he wrote it. What else, Shamar?
So then once you explain, we can probably get a better interpretation of what you think and what he would think. Because if we just read off the paper, we might get the wrong interpretation. So I feel that your point will probably help us get a better understanding, close enough to what Tupac meant.
Absolutely.
What is youth violence? Youth violence is people that are doing harm to people, such as gang violence, shooting, murder. That is youth violence. Violence is not good to do. It's very helpful to do it too.
Your violence is too dangerous. Your violence is a terrible state. I mean, your violence is truly great. Your violence is perpetuous. Your violence is a terrible state.
How can we stop youth violence? We cannot stop youth violence by not letting them stay outside late.
Very disturbing and keeps kids very silent. Youth violence. Don't you know? It makes tears from little kids' eyes.
People crying, putting each other down. People every day doing crazy things, buying fancy cars, and a lot often. You have nothing.
Two things I think that is important in educating youth. Number one, written expression. I think that written expression or writing skills can be viewed as the culmination of a child's education. I think that is very important for children to be able to use their voices to state what they believe and how they feel about certain topics that are relevant to them. I also think the other thing that is important in the classroom or in the learning environment is laughter and joy. So I emphasize that with my students, that it's okay to relax and laugh and have a good time. Laughter is the joy of the soul.
Congratulations, Miss Freeman. From the Bunche Middle School Jazz Band.
My name is Kaya Robertson. Congratulations, Miss Freeman. You are Teacher of the Year.